Welcome back to the Taniwha Den, where entrepreneurs pitch new ideas in the hopes of hitting the big time. And now, a new challenger enters the den, Captain Cook.
Yes, I'm the new kid on the block, but I feel I've got some very good offers here. And I can't wait to face the Taniwha. Taniwha, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
I've got some great ideas for you that I think you will love. Starting with civilization. Oh, this is so big back in Britain, let me tell you, it's all the rage.
Yeah, look, Hemi?
It's James.
Hemi. Now, we appreciate big trip getting out here and everything, but we've already got civilization, so I think it's going to be a no from all of us.
Yeah, definitely no.
Yeah, pretty much there.
Okay, no, that's fine, because I've got loads of ideas. How about the second one? Religion/God. Ah, yes, yes. Oh, yes, it's so.
Wait, just the one god?
Yes, just this guy.
And his name is God.
Yes, and he's quite the doozy.
I think that's a pass.
No, that's cool, that's cool. I've got plenty of other ideas. How about sailing? You know, utilizing the wind and traversing great distances.
Yeah, got it. How do you think we got here?
What about the glass system? Very good. Me and my friends love it back in Britain.
No thanks.
Muskets, tobacco, and alcohol.
Wait, what do those things do?
Kill you at various speeds.
Ooh, hard pass.
What about ovens? Oh, yes, let's cook that up. Yes, delicious.
Did you do any market research?
Sorry, again, that'll be a no from us.
Yeah, well, I do know something that you definitely do not have. Come out, come this way, little friend. My little friendie. Presenting His Majesty the King.
Oh, is that what that was?
Thank God, I thought it was a ghost.
Yeah, this is awkward. Thank you for standing there so quietly, but I think it's going to be a no.
Right. Well, fair enough.
Good work, though.
Thank you.
Some of the best standing I've ever seen.
Bye-bye.
Okay, well, I don't know, potatoes. Yum, delicious. Hammer and nails, they'll fix my house. I don't know, God, bread. Bread, will bread do? Toast, delicious.
Well, actually, those last three I can actually get behind.
I'm interested too. Those potatoes sound yummy. Why didn't you lead with that?
Really?
Look, those last three do sound quite interesting.
The potatoes?
Yeah, the potatoes. But I guess I'm just worried that when we write up the contract, it'll result in a poorly worded document that you think implies that you can do whatever you like, thus subjecting us to unfair treatment, something we'll be debating from now until the end of the human race. But who would ever do that, right?
No one. No one. No one.
Exactly.
No one would do that.
That is a wild thing to do.
That'd be sick.
Horrible thing to do to a race of people.
Who would do that?
Let's write that deal.
Great, and we'll translate. Oh, no, no, no.
New Zealand. For better or worse, it's a country, and you're a citizen there, and you're supposed to know how it works. So, let's get into it.
The Citizen's Handbook.
Hi, I'm Robbie, and the government gave me a bunch of money to tell you how New Zealand works. So I got a big desk and lots of camera angles and a bunch of smart people to teach me stuff. People like this. And those smart people told me that if I want to explain how New Zealand works, I'd better start at the beginning. So here we go. Roughly 10,000 years ago, before the iPhone 10, the iPhone 6, nay, even the iPhone 3, a bunch of travellers set off from the comfortable dry land of Asia on a mission to explore the largest ocean in the world, Te Moana Nui a Kiwa, aka the Pacific Ocean. This was a particularly bold move, considering the Pacific Ocean has both A, an enormous amount of water, and B, not that much land. And there's a decent chance you're going to miss that land and sail into nothing until you die. These explorations were basically the historical equivalent of flying to the moon, except maybe even harder, because at least you can see the moon. It's just over there. Luckily, these explorers were the best sailors in the world, and over thousands of years they ventured further out into the Pacific, setting up lives in Micronesia, Melanesia, and Polynesia, and just when they thought they were done, a few last explorers, including the legendary Kupe himself, set off on a particularly huge voyage south, and found something awesome. The islands of Te Maui, Te Waiponamu, and their weird little brother, Rakiura. Word spread back to their homeland, and soon settlers from East Polynesia were arriving by the waka-load. And when they settled here, they became Tangata Whenua, people of the land. The early settlements were small and coastal, and unfortunately for all parties involved, pretty dependent on moa. And as the moa started to run out, as sometimes happens to delicious animals after coming into contact with humans, these settlers looked for other ways to support themselves, which started a revolution. And it's exactly what you're thinking. What causes revolutions? Gardening. That's right, like a retiree who wants to avoid their spouse, these early communities got really into gardening. They started to move inland towards all the good gardening soil, and their settlements started getting bigger and bigger. People started living in pa and growing and hunting and storing everything they needed to eat. Battles broke out occasionally, but unlike battles that happened in other places around the world, these ones had pretty low casualty rates. Looking at you, England and France, and Russia, and Italy and Germany, if you exist yet. I'm not 100% sure. Usually, only a few people would die, if any at all, before someone stepped in and was like, all right, can we take a chill pill? Okay, can we just find a peaceful resolution now? Please and thank you. Awesome. The values of living were being cultivated too. Tikanga Māori like manaakitanga, which means caring and looking after people even if they're randoms, and whanaungatanga, which are close connections you have with people who are like brothers or sisters to you, as well as your actual brothers and sisters who, let's face it, are sometimes more like work friends. Society was flourishing in New Zealand, although obviously no one's calling it New Zealand. So, because this is a civics series, let's break down how society was working at the time. And if you already know all of this, and don't feel like you need to hear a Pākehā man explaining Māori society to you,
No thanks, not keen.
then that's fair enough, and just feel free to skip this next bit. Okay, so, day to day, your main community is your hapu, which is made up of your whānau plus a few others who are all living with each other. Different hapu who whakapapa to common ancestors also align into iwi, because sometimes it helps to have a few hundred people to back you up. Hapu and iwi are run by the chiefs, the ariki and the rangatira. Also ranking pretty high up there are the tohunga, who are experts in history and tradition and healing. Basically, walking Googles. But the leadership of the rangatira and the tohunga isn't taken for granted. Their power is collective. They don't just make up rules and expect people to go along with them. Their job is to figure out what everyone thinks the rules should be, and then make sure everyone's on the same page. Pretty much, the only way to stay a rangatira is by constantly proving that you're a good rangatira. These societies are busy. Trade is booming. Rivers aren't just rivers anymore. They've become water highways. Waka are paddling up and then cruising down them, trading minerals like pounamu and obsidian for harakeke or food or whatever else is on special. Things are going good, and when Pākehā turn up, it turns out they've got cool stuff too, like nails and cloth and bigger boats. And the little Pākehā settlements that have popped up are desperate for food and resources, so Māori are happy to trade and swap some knowledge with them. And now, iwi and hapu have got big market gardens and farms and flour mills. They're producing so much, they're running exports out to Australia. Now, in 1830, there was a slight snag when the Australians detained a Māori-owned ship for not flying a flag. So a group of northern rangatira got together and signed He Whakaputanga, the Declaration of Independence, to tell Western peeps, just so you know, we've got sovereignty over this place, and we've also got a really dope flag now too. Awesome. More and more Brits kept coming. So in 1840, more than 500 Māori chiefs and a representative of Queen Victoria, Chief of the Brits, signed Te Tiriti o Waitangi. It was supposed to give Queen Vic the power to apply her laws on subjects over here in New Zealand to keep them under control. But something got lost in translation. To be honest, this was all so lovely, and I don't want to tell you how bad things are about to get. So with that in mind, we strongly insist that you stop watching this series and never come back. Goodbye.
A citizen's handbook.